Greetings, I'm Dominic.
And I'm Julie.
Welcome to the English summer, and in a stunning turn of events, it's raining.
And you're watching what I'm doing right now.
In 2017, I fell in love with a house and bought it with a friend of mine. With 7 bedrooms, the plan was to reserve one as a guest room, use 2 for ourselves, and rent out the remaining 4. We made the house our own, repainting, recarpeting, making future renovation plans. We named it WoodHouse. A little more than 6 months after we bought the place, the friend with whom I bought the house sat me down and told me they weren't happy living in the house, and they no longer wanted to be a homeowner. I was informed that they had already found an apartment, they'd be moving out shortly, and that I could either buy out their half of the house, or we'd have to put the house up for sale. I was given a deadline of October 2018 to find a way to keep the house. In August of 2018, simultaneously, my business imploded, and I lost a friend who had been incredibly special to me. The depression that followed was, by far, the most intense, painful, and enduring emptiness that I have ever experienced. I came very close several times to ending my own life, and even thinking about it now as I write this, it's difficult to not get emotional. It's not a feeling that I would ever wish on another human being, and I would sooner choose to relive losing my mother 1,000 times over before going back to that kind of darkness. In my hopelessness, I gave up on trying to keep the house, and it went up for sale. Most everyone who was renting a room in the house moved out, and it was impossible to attract any new renters in the meantime because who would want to live in a house that could sell at any moment? But, of course, as fate would have it, it wouldn't sell for almost another year. With 5 of the 7 rooms empty, I found myself on the hook for almost $3,000 a month, mortgage and utilities and fees combined. My business hadn't been making me personally that much money when it was humming along, and now that it had collapsed, I was making almost nothing, but I now had $150,000 of business debt sitting on top of me as well. I liquidated my entire retirement account, emptied my savings account, and ended up begging for and borrowing money from family. But finally, it sold. We're packing everything up, cleaning all the leftovers from 2 years of tenants, and moving out. The closing date happens while I'll be in California for VidCon, so everything has to be ready for the new owners before I head south. I loved this house. Of all the places we looked at, this was the only one that made me feel anything. It spoke to me. And I bought it at a period in my life where I felt more accomplished, more respected and admired, more well-off and productive than at any other time in my life. And I'm losing it at a time where I feel more incompetent, more ignored and ostracized and alone and desperate and more in debt than I've ever been before. This house has solidified itself as a symbol of my greatest failures, of losing relationships with people I loved. There are a lot of things about the last year that I don't understand and probably never will. I'm just trying to focus on where I know I was at fault and how I can make better decisions in the future, how I can be a better friend in the future. It's been a long, weird, bad road. But if there was one thing that was always great, it was the sunsets from my backyard. So today, standing out back behind a completely empty, quiet house, I'm taking in my last sunset at WoodHouse.